Maintenance. Everything you need to know about home improvement. Here comes Rick.
Good Saturday morning. I dig that music right there. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you that is this, you just want to sit and listen to that one, don't you, Skip?
That's one of those you want to just let it play itself out, let it go all the way.
Oh man, that's good stuff. Thanks to our friends at Epidemic Sound for that non-copyrighted music we get to play.
That is so awesome. I actually looked into that the other day.
Did you have a chance to get on and look at it?
I had an hour of time,
right?
And I thought, let me check this out. And I was like sitting there. I mean, and you're right. You can just go on for hours.
It's so addictive. And then they have so much so many different things they're offering. It's crazy. If whatever genre you like, whatever. If sound effects, don't even get over on the sound effects. I didn't know there were so many types of that certain noise we talked about earlier. The one that you're not allowed to do in your wife's car.
That's exactly right.
Yep, definitely. Don't do that.
And Wyatt's with us this morning. He got me up this morning. Said, come on, Uncle Rick, we got to go to work. I said, all right, let's go make it happen, Captain. So he's good to go this morning. So
I was already up before he even got up.
Yeah,
that's because you're young.
That's right.
I was up about 2:30 in the morning.
He was bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. I'm telling you.
I was ready to go.
Nothing happens good at 2:30 a.m.
No.
No.
He doesn't require much sleep like his uncle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
So it's all good. Listen, the Miracle Method message line is back with us today. I remembered. I heard Skip Chip.
Yeah. I'm called all kinds of names.
I know.
Okay.
Poor old Vance. I used to do him like that. I call him Lance. I just rename everything. Is that the Daytime RV Center?
Oh gosh.
Yep.
Oh no.
Oh, the Knoxville Bus Line Salvage Company. Just whatever comes in my mouth that I spit out. A Miracle Method message line for texting and such things is 865-255-3911. Talked to Chris Stacy yesterday, and he is going to be coming in 3 weeks.
Nice.
And going to do the show with us. We're excited about that. This microphone has the same problem I do. I told you I was extra spicy this morning.
Oh, jeez, run for it.
Ladies and gentlemen, hang on tight.
Barry.
It's going to be a dandy.
Oh no. That's awesome.
Coffee fueled and
Yep.
So don't forget to give that number. Miracle Method. You talked about
865-255-3911 for the Miracle Method message line. You can text us. Also, you can call us in studio, 865-932-7449. And we'd love to hear from you this morning. We've got a lot of stuff to talk about today on the program. And, I was just been okay. I just been taking the last few weeks to, kind of get to know everybody. The CMG guys have been in with us. They're going to be coming back in about a month or so to answer all your HVAC questions as we begin to think about coming into spring. I know it doesn't seem like it's that close, but it's coming.
Yeah.
So it's time to, start thinking about those things and getting all that ready. And then, we got to thinking about that storm Good gracious.
Good
Yeah.
night.
That we had the other night, and it made me start thinking about all the storms that Amy and I have. I started to say been privy to. I don't know if there's anything privileged about it, but
yeah.
have went through in our travel trailer. And preparing for that,
Mhm.
and gosh, depending on where we were in the country, that's a good topic of discussion. Things just as little as which way you park your travel trailer
Absolutely.
with,
Yeah.
which way it faces, where's the wind coming
Mhm.
from, all those kinds of things. So that made me think about that. And then yesterday, we found this new to us
Mm-hmm.
restaurant, the Sleepy Potato.
Wow.
I didn't go in. My wife went in because if I'd went in, I'd still be there eating. But no, and actually, it's a pick up and go.
Mm-hmm.
It's off Magnolia,
Mm-hmm.
and I have never. Oh my good gracious! Wow. And
I just watched a video on it. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh my goodness.
and
No.
we told her, she said, they do steak, they do lobster, they do vegan, they do dairy free, they do gluten free, they do, because she's dairy sensitive
Mhm.
and herself,
Yeah.
and has some other things. The lady that owns it, her and her brother own this, and it's in a gas station, convenience store.
Sometimes that's the best
But
food.
man, it was hopping. Those people were bringing you see that. You go by there during the daytime and see work trucks there. I
Mhm.
guarantee you.
And this ain't the baked potato
No.
you get at a restaurant. No, this
No,
is a baked potato.
She called it a spud. And so, wow. So we're going to give him some love this morning. We will definitely be back. And then also, me, I love to cook.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm good at it and sometimes I'm not.
Well, yeah.
But
Trial and error.
I found a new guy that I've been watching. I knew him again. I don't know how long he's been doing it, but he's on Facebook. It's called Miguel's Cooking with Fire.
Ooh.
It's
As in fire or spicy fire?
both.
Both. Okay. Okay.
Oh, so he's making all my favorite Mexican dishes that I didn't know how to make, and he comes up with some stuff, boy.
It's like saying sick 'em to a hungry dog.
Oh,
Right
he
there.
did chorizo and eggs on toast with, and used real chicken eggs, fresh from the chicken because there's orange,
Yeah.
like a big orange,
Mhm. Yeah.
like fresh eggs are. So yeah, lots of good stuff on the program today. We got a lot to talk about. Our friends was down at Preferred Modular Homes Custom yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Got some stuff to talk about what they've got going on. We just got all kinds of things to talk about today. Most important thing that we do is we talk to you, and we'd love to hear from you this morning. Morning, Brian. Good to see you in there this morning. Steampunk Johnny in the house.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, yes. Good coffee.
So he's in there. Ron, good to see you in there with us this morning. So we're just going to talk home improvement, have a good time, get everything going, and hopefully we'll get to talk to you. 865-932-7449 to call us or text us on the Miracle Method message line at 865-255-3911. That's how you get us on the program. Do we have any kind of basketball? We got basketball day, don't we?
Yeah, we got Carson Newman this afternoon.
This afternoon.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Is it Super Bowl weekend? It is, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Super Bowl is Sunday.
I
Yeah.
can tell you're
Oh,
on
boy.
the edge of your seat.
Yeah, I'm on the edge of my seat for this one. Yeah, I'm just going to be.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if I watch it, I watch it. If I don't, I don't.
It's kind of like when we were kids. Amy and I were talking about this. It's like it was the Cowboys and the Steelers every year.
Yeah.
And I was a Steelers fan. My cousin was a Cowboy fan, and that's the way it was. And it was, Terry Bradshaw and Roger Staubach, and and my favorite football player of all time, the greatest, Jack Lambert,
Oh yes.
Dracula and cleats.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Man.
What do you mean there's blood on my uniform? Yeah. Oh, you can keep playing. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That was back in the day when
geez.
you could play with a biohazard on your uniform.
Yeah, but he was nice, after he run you over and nearly killed you, he'd back and go, "You okay?
You okay?
Dang, it looked like it hurt. Hey, I'll be back in a minute.
I love it. I love it. That's awesome.
Oh,
I
jeez,
saw
right.
a quote yesterday, and I was, or day before yesterday, I was doing show prep, and it was about Dick Butkus,
Oh yeah.
and it was another athlete, and he was talking about that Dick Butkus hit him so hard. And he was this other athlete. He was a running back, and he said he hit me so hard. He said, but he was so nice because he said, "Are you okay?
Are you okay?"
And he said, "I was, of course." He said, "I felt like I'd been run over by a train."
Mhm.
But he said, "I said, yeah, sure, I'm good." He said, "Okay, well, your huddle's over there." he said, I'd literally followed him back to his huddle.
Wow.
And he gently told me that I was in the wrong huddle because I was nearly unconscious.
Oh,
That's when football was football.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now everybody's
Oh,
protected.
yeah.
We don't want to get injured. Well, that was part of the deal.
Wasn't it Jack Lambert that said all quarterbacks should wear skirts?
Oh, good gosh.
Yes, it was. Yes,
Oh,
it was.
jeez.
Yes, he
Was.
did. So we got that going on.
Oh, goodness.
Good stuff on the. I thought we were going to be extra spicy today.
Spicy.
Extra spicy. And my wife came up with some fabulous supper last night. My goodness, it was.
You keep talking about food. We're going to have people leaving the show to go get something to eat.
I don't know, man.
Take the radio with you.
That's right.
Hey, that sounds like a good idea to
Put the
me.
app on your phone. Pull us up on the app. Pull us up
My
on
gosh.
Facebook. Whatever you got to do. But yeah, I don't know.
That actually sounds like a good idea to me.
Yeah, well, we've
So
already
good.
fed you this morning.
Yeah, chow hound.
You know, Wyatt gets ill if you don't get his breakfast. He's got to have his breakfast.
Yeah.
He had to have his sausage biscuit this morning. So that was good. Once we found a place that was actually open, but other than some of the ones that we stopped at that were a little bit questionable.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
that's bad.
It is. I've still not. I'm gonna have to drive back by there just to see what was going on. We pulled up to a restaurant this morning
Used to be owned by Dave Thomas.
that shall stay nameless. Yes. And literally the lights were off. The sign wasn't on.
Yeah. Everything was off.
Everything was off, but there were some lights on the inside, and there were people milling around. And I saw a gentleman sitting in there that looked like he was seeking shelter.
Yeah.
And then drove around to the drive-through, and there was a piece of white paper taped across the speaker that
Right.
said "cash only,"
Yeah.
written in a pencil.
Yeah.
I mean, they couldn't even get a Sharpie. Oh,
Yeah,
no.
Yeah.
I had
Could've
trouble.
used
I
them.
mean, you had trouble seeing it, and I'm thinking, what?
Yeah, like, what
Something's
the
not
heck?
something's not right here. Are we trying to conserve electricity?
Or
You know what's going on? It was very, very strange.
Oh, that's a bunch of red flags going up.
It was.
Yeah, and this is a fairly new,
newly opened.
newly.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's been open a while, but it's fairly new.
Yeah.
You know, so
My goodness.
oh well. So saith the flock. So saith the shepherd.
That's right.
Well-
oh my gosh.
Yes, slippery. He say.
oh,
I'm full of movie quotes this
Oh,
morning.
you are.
I am. I'm in a special
Golly.
kind of. I'm in a special kind of mood.
Well-
We're going to have fun today.
Okay.
That's what we're going to do.
That's
We're
it.
going to have fun and talking to all
Yeah.
folks who will call us this morning. It's okay. We don't bite.
Yeah.
no, we don't
Okay.
buy it. It's great. Call in.
You call in 865-932-7449. Miracle Method message line 865-255-3911. We'll talk about those home improvement things. You know, I'm seeing so many new things too. That I mean, just the technology, how it's changing in the building
Yeah.
world and the remodeling world, and you know, I've got a list of things that said, don't do these 25 things to your house from the Family Handyman. You know, y'all hear me talk about the Family Handyman all the time. It's one of my favorite magazines. They probably don't even know I exist, and that's fine. They don't pay me to do
Yeah.
anything. I just like the way they do what they do.
Mhm.
But they were talking about, we're going to talk about some of those things today, not to do to your house. And it's pretty much everything they used to tell us to do.
To do.
Yeah, but now, no.
Now it's a no. That's right,
Oh,
White.
wow.
And so it
Yep.
is. We're going to talk about that today. We're going to get that rolling. And some of them I agree with. Some of them I don't agree with. That's the beauty of it. You don't have to agree with everything they say.
Mhm.
Brother Vance has joined us this morning on Facebook. He's been under the weather.
Uh-oh.
My dear
Yep.
friend and former producer.
Yeah.
And we're wishing him the best. That he
Yes.
gets to go home today.
Oh, hey, all right.
I hope so.
And enjoy his puppy and Bride are missing him.
I'm sure.
So, and he told me that he spoke to his puppy on what do you call it when you do it on the phone?
FaceTime?
FaceTime,
Mhm.
and she couldn't understand it. She just couldn't understand it. So
I hear him.
I hear him, and she could see him.
She's like-
She could see him, and
Yeah.
she said she made Vance's wife take her outside to look around the house.
Oh,
she's
geez,
looking
Tiny.
she's looking for daddy, wasn't she?
That's
Quiet.
awesome.
Yeah, she was looking for
That
her
is
dad.
so awesome. I
So-
love that. That's great.
Well, that's good stuff. Here he
Yeah.
always messaging me on the Miracle Method message line. Let's see what say he. He said, Good morning. I hope I'll be around as long as I can. He's got some breathing issues. So
Yeah, oh gosh,
we're
those
sending
are-
up-
Jeez. Not
Those are important to take care of.
yeah. So we're sending up prayers of health.
Absolutely.
definitely.
for our brother.
Yes.
Okay. We're going to take that next time out. I guess it'll be the first time out to
First
hear from
time
some of those folks that bring you this program. When we come back, we're going to jump into conversation about home improvement. We'd love to hear from you this morning, and we got plenty of time to talk about whatever project you're thinking about. Maybe you're visiting with us from somewhere else across this great land,
Oh, yeah.
and you're here in our beautiful city,
Yep.
and we would love to chat with you about maybe a question that you have about something back home.
Yeah.
We do that too. And so we'll try to help you, point you in the right direction. You're listening to Rick's House. It's Saturday morning. Wyatt, tell them.
We'll be right back, folks.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811, brought to you by Common Ground Alliance.
Hey, y'all, this is Rick Allen, host of Rick's House Home Improvement Radio Show. Let me tell you, I know a little something about mobility issues. I know a little something about taking care of mom and dad and grandparents and things you do when you're supposed to. That's why I trust Chris and his team at Miracle Method. They've got a safety package. A safety package that converts that tub in your house. But the main thing is it's going to give them an easy step in. It's going to give them grab bars that are added right. It's going to give them the flexibility to have that independence and you the knowledge of knowing that you've taken care of mom and dad. Miracle Method. Find them online today. Miracle Method. 865-693-5522. Where safety is a priority.
Hey, y'all, being from the country, I've learned one thing for sure. The difference in experience can make the difference between a good job and a bad one. That's why we choose August Excavation for all your excavation needs. Whether it's pouring a footing, laying out a footing, pouring a concrete driveway, excavating a basement, or whatever your excavation needs may be. August Excavating. Call them today, 423-736-1402. 423-736-1402.
Highway 66 Self-Storage has expanded with an all-new climate-controlled storage. The area's premier storage facilities now open and ready to serve you. Their new facility offers 2 stories of climate-controlled storage units ranging from 25 to 200 square feet with 24-hour access, video surveillance, and 3 convenient covered loading areas with a loading dock for large items. Receive a free month when you sign up for 6 months. Call 865-366-1730 or check the website for more details. Highway 66 Climate-Controlled Storage, your storage solution, conveniently located next to Home Depot in Sevierville.
Looking for a great deal on a new or used vehicle? Head to Stinnett Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Newport, Tennessee. Just a short drive from Sevierville on West Highway 2570. We've got over 100 pre-owned vehicles with a wide selection of makes and models, all at low prices. Plus, we're clearing out space for 2025 models. So now's the time to save big. Financing available for all credit types. Don't miss out. Come to Stinnett Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Newport today. Stinnett Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, West Highway 2570, Newport. Your next ride is waiting.
Saturday, February 15th at 10:30 a.m., Bearland Realty and Auction presents an Antiques and Collectibles auction. Find great deals on antique furniture, glassware, collectibles, and more, online and in-house. Check the Facebook page for more details. Bearland Realty and Auction, 3173 Newport Highway, Sevierville.
Thinking real estate? 2025 is my 31st year in real estate. Call me, Terry Williams, RE/MAX Preferred Properties, 865-556-4111 or 392-5885.
Hey, y'all, this is Rick Allen, host of Rick's House Home Improvement Radio Show. Let me tell you about my friends Tyler and Xavier and the team over at Weekend RV Center. Whether you're looking for sales or service or parts or storage, they're the team that can make that happen for you. I trust them. They've been there with me when we were on the road all over the United States, and they'll be there for you. They can work on your RV. They can take your RV in on a trade. They can sell you a new RV, but most of all, they're going to treat you like family. You're not dealing with some big corporation. You're dealing with local folk who want to do a great job and take care of you. Weekend RV Center, 865-457-4424, 865-457-4424, or find them online at weekendrvcenter.com. PreferredModularHomes.com. Whether you want to change some decor items or come in with a floor plan sketched out on a napkin, we're confident we can help you create the home of your dream. PreferredModularHomes.com. 865-512-9251. 865-512-9251. 7140 Clinton Highway. Come see us today. Talk to Ben. Talk to Scott. Get that modular built for a lifetime. PreferredModularHomes.com.
Waking up between you and mama every Saturday morning. Lord, it must be a big old bed. You're listening to Rick's House.
Oh, good Saturday morning to you. Welcome back to the program. Thanks for joining in. You like it, don't you, Skip?
Oh my gosh,
That was funny.
felt so good. I can just see the guy just pounding on that kick drum, just stomping.
Man, I'm telling you, that's good stuff. I don't care if you don't like it. There's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
Oh, man, we love it. Got to get the blood pumping this morning as we begin to get everything rolling on the program. And thanks for joining us. Michelle, good to see you and watching us on the program this morning. Thanks for joining in. We're talking home improvement and all things home improvement this morning. And, of course, the phone lines are open, 865-932-7449, 865-932-7449. Also, the Miracle Method message line for texting. You can do that at 865-255-3911. if you want to do that, well, we can get those text messages. We'll be happy to help you with any and all things. As I drop my glasses to the floor. All right, I'll get those in a minute. I don't need them anyway, just to see and things like that. Yeah, no, that ain't working. No, hey, that ain't working either.
Oh, jeez.
Oh my goodness!
You discover your arms are shorter than you thought.
Boy, I'm telling you, we are. And Brian says, can we talk about used RVs? Of course, we can talk about used RVs. And it's a good time to talk about it because Weekend RV Center's got a show going on today where they're featuring some new models and used models and all kinds of stuff. So you head out there off Clinton Highway just before Clinton in the city of Clinton, just before the city of Clinton. And Sam and Josh and the whole team out there is waiting. And Kenny and Xavier and Tyler and the whole gang to show you, including, I'm pretty sure they still got the one of the first all electric RVs in the country.
Wow.
Yeah,
And the Lord's shining down on them today. 75 degrees today.
Wow.
What a day to go look at some RVs.
Absolutely, it's going to be
That sounds like-
fantastic today.
Sounds like a good idea to me.
Yeah.
It does. It's going to be good stuff on the program. And speaking of that, after these storms, when we want to say, we hope everyone that has had to deal with that. My goodness, I'll be honest with you, I did not realize how bad the storms were in some places. I mean, tornadoes, rough stuff.
Rough.
Very, very bad.
And I actually have a issue with a tooth. And that I have to deal with this week, and it was causing me great pain.
Oh wow!
Which is not now. We went to the dentist yesterday, but and so we're able to get some things moving on that. But I slept through a whole bunch of that.
Yeah,
lucky you. Gee, I didn't.
And I'm just like, I couldn't go to sleep. I don't know how you slept through that. And so I was sleeping good. They could have blowed me to Wichita. And I wouldn't. but we got to thinking about, these are things when you're traveling in an RV or a travel trailer or you're camping, think about which way the weather's going to come. Think about, obviously you don't want, if you're tent camping, especially, you don't want your tent door facing into the way the weather's coming. So it blows all in on the tent on you.
Yeah, exactly.
We got to think about sunrise and sunset, and we got to think about all those kinds of things. Placement is important when you're thinking about that. When I was out west, our travel trailer is 40 feet long, and our truck combined, we were 65 feet long when we were traveling. And a lot of times when we were out west, on the interstate, think about that. That's just a big sail.
Yeah,
really.
That's a good way to put it.
And the wind would literally just rock us, and so you had to be really careful when you were driving in those types of conditions. And if the wind got up too much, then, so we're not traveling today.
Yeah.
Literally it's dangerous.
Yeah. We're gonna park it.
Yeah. It's very, very dangerous. I can think of when we were out in Oregon on the high desert, we would have windstorms, and we were at the foot of the Steens Mountains. And what would happen was the wind would come and it'd hit the mountain, it'd come up the mountain and go across like a roller coaster and come down, and we were at the foot. And so,
oh wow, no,
we get 120 mile an hour wind gust.
Golly,
and you, man, I'm telling you what, it picked. This is no joke. We had on the front of where the store was, where we maintained the springs, and we had camping areas there, and and it was nice, very nice, the Albert Hot Springs, and we had a stainless steel grill that was part of the camps. The resort,
and
it was on the front of a porch on the front of the general store. It was a deck; it didn't have a roof over it, and it was up against the wall. Now we got a wind gust, and I physically watched this. I'm sitting in my travel trailer in the living room, and this wind, is whipping. So everybody's in their campers, in their the little cabins we had and all that kind of stuff. This wind gust came, and it picked that steel grill up, stainless steel grill. I'm talking about a nice one with a 20-pound full cylinder, 20 pounds of LP gas.
Oh my!
And threw it off of the porch about 30 yards back down the field, tore it all to pieces. And I said, goodness. Well, somebody better go out there and get that. Ain't gonna be me.
Ain't gonna be me.
It ain't gonna be me either. I ain't doing it. No way.
That's like the other night. It was just. I mean, it started out in Middle Tennessee. I get a text message from my absent-minded professor's son who says, "We're on lockdown at Tech. We're hunkered down."
Wow.
I'm like, "Where are you?"
Exactly.
And he goes, "Well, I was in the new engineering building that's all glass. It's a pretty building and all, but doesn't have a basement." So they had to go across the way into Prescott Hall or Prescott and go downstairs there in that Prescott building. And I had to wait for the all clear. Problem was the apartment's north of campus a few miles and everything was north of campus.
Exactly.
So now we're worried about the apartment. There's one of the roommates is back at the apartment. We told him get the mattress off the bed and hop in the tub and hang on tight. But thankfully there was 2 tornadoes that came through Cookeville area, but stayed to the north. Unfortunately, the good folks of Allgood and Rickman and Gainsboro up in there got hit. So
terrible. The power of nature is something to behold sometimes.
And then it kept coming, and it came across Fentress and Cumberland and Morgan County. We had deaths in Morgan County from it. Came through Knox County, then it came into Sevier County. And I'll tell you what, we had sirens going off. All the sirens were going off in Sevier County.
Wild stuff. So when you're, that just brings us back to the point when you are camping, be aware of those things because when they happen quickly usually. And so having to have fought those battles, we were in El Centro, California, which is a beautiful place. They do a lot of filming about there. The last film that I know that was shot there was the one about the sniper, Kyle. It's coming to me. American Sniper.
There you
go. They filmed that there because it looks like, parts of it look like you're in, Iraq or Iran or Tehran or Afghanistan or wherever. It looks like that, and there's a lot of ruins and things like that that the military uses for training purposes, and you have the Joshua Tree Park out there in California and all that kind of stuff. So we were out there, and this place is a place literally that it gets so hot in the summertime. It's the hottest. It's so hot the devil won't even go there. It was 117 degrees real temperature.
Okay.
Devil said, "Y'all can have that. I'm going back down where it's cooler." But yeah, and literally they had warnings on the television and radio: do not be outside between the hours of 10 and 2 because literally, you could. Terrible.
Yeah, that's hottest time of the day.
Hottest time of the day. Well, we had to run to the store. Imagine that. And so, it's like got air conditioners going, got parts of the trailer blocked off. It was horrible. But then you get to the car and you're like, please work, please, air conditioning, please work. So we get there and we left, and it was just as calm as it could be. Not any air whatsoever. We go 6 miles down the road to the grocery store to pick up some things that we needed. A windstorm comes, and I had left the awning out on the trailer. And my awning, because trying to get all the shade you can, keeping that sun off the side of the metal tin can that we're in. And so the awning, and it's got those arms that let it adjust and move and do those things for wind. Come back, that sucker was ripped completely off. And they'd been just a wind burst come through there. And so I ended up just having to roll it up and travel the rest of the time. And then we just got it fixed, probably 2 months ago. But, like I said, you got to think about those things and be prepared. Had I been home, I would have, or even had I known, which I would have known, I'd still had on it. Maybe I've been able to get it rolled back in time. But, you don't know.
You don't.
You don't know. So, just got to be aware of those kinds of things. It's really important.
Well, that's like you and I both spent time in Florida. You in the Panhandle, me in West Central Florida.
Exactly.
And about a hurricane 5-7 days in advance, and it's coming your way, or the potential's high. It's coming your way. These storms we had the other night, and other storms around the country, you don't know. You don't know. You have very limited warning. They're trying to improve that, but you've got very limited warning. Be prepared. It's like the old, the Boy Scouts. Be prepared. Have yourself prepared for what may come So if it does, you know exactly what to do, and time is important.
Right. I mean, we had we figured out very quickly, being in radio, when they would and living in Panama City Beach, when we had bad weather and hurricanes, then they would literally shut the bridge down between the mainland and the part of Panama City.
Oh yeah.
And the only people that were allowed over there were first responder personnel and radio people, because the radio must go on, because it is the lifeline, and that's why we'll always have radio stations, because you have to have a form of communication.
Absolutely.
During times of emergency.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, most radio stations down there have big generators and safety areas, and I've spent many a night in a radio.
Oh yeah.
Staying on the air all night, letting folks know where to go, what's coming, all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. And so I've done lots of that. But I figured out very quickly that, the first thing we did is, once we purchased the house, was we figured out what is our plan for boarding up our windows and for dealing with hurricanes and those kinds of things. So we made all the panels when it was nice and pretty outside and there was no wind, and numbered them and had everything installed so that in about 30 minutes we could be boarded up and prepared.
And have that place to put your lawn furniture, your grill, all that stuff that doesn't go flying.
Projectiles that are dangerous.
Yep.
When the hurricane's bearing down, not the time to try to make it to Home Depot to get some plywood.
No. Good. By that time, it's probably gone. But
exactly. So, preparation is the key. That's a good point that as we talk about that here on the program. And something I want to talk about today, like I said, do it beforehand so that you're not caught.
Yes.
And those are those things that we put off because we don't expect them, especially in our world. We don't expect that stuff often.
Mm-hmm.
But boy, when it comes, whenever that weather system makes it down in between these ridges, down in the valley, it's like a ping pong machine. I mean, a pinball machine, I should say, ping pong machine. Boy, where'd they get that?
But like for us, like we have a safe room. Thankfully, our house was built and there's a safe room. So, in that safe room, you put supplies, you have non-perishables, you have water, because if something does happen and you're stuck in there for a little while until somebody can come get you, you got stuff.
Exactly.
So it's important to have something for your family, something that is a safe room, someplace you can go that is more secure than just being out in the open and the roof come off and you get sucked out the top of the house.
Yeah. Exactly. Good stuff on the program. Preparation is good stuff.
Huge.
And depending on what parts of the country you live in, some people are used to this, and some people are not. And of course, we learned very quickly that, the seriousness of weather in those areas, especially out west, Oklahoma and places like that, where holy moly, all of a sudden the whole world's upside down.
Mm-hmm.
It's that kind of stuff. So good stuff on the program. Great news. Now we're going to take the next time out, and then when we come back, Chip, Chip.
Yeah, that's okay. Lance, Jim Bob,
Jim Bob, whatever. Skip. We're going to talk about something we talked about last week, and then something you did this week that you told me about, and we're going to chat with you about that and something that you can do at your house that'll help you to know what's good and what's not. So we're going to talk about that. You're listening to Rick's House. It's Saturday morning. We'd love to hear from you. 865-932-7449 or on the Miracle Method message line at 865-255-3911. Hang on, youngins. We'll be right back.
Yep.
WSEV-FM, Gatlinburg, Sevierville, Pigeon Forge, Tennessee's new mix, 105.5.
What happens when you take 20 years of experience hanging metal on NASCARs and you put that into another business? The business I'm talking about, Miracle Method Resurfacing in Knoxville. My buddy Chris Stacy and his team are there for the detail, there for as good as a job can get. They understand working with tight tolerances and working with a finish that has to be almost perfect. If you're thinking about redoing your countertop, maybe you're thinking about redoing that avocado green bathtub, or maybe you're thinking about that epoxy floor for your hot rod in your garage. Think nowhere else. Miracle Method of Knoxville is the place that can help your dreams come true about that new tile surface or any other finish in your home. Call them today, 865-693-5522. 865-693-5522. Tell them Rick's House sent you.
Hey, y'all, this is Rick Allen, and let me tell you about one of my favorite companies, Top Septic. If you need a new drain field, or maybe you're having a problem with your existing drain field, or maybe the septic tank just needs to be pumped, they are the folks that can handle it for you. They know what they're doing. They're an American-owned company run by a veteran who wants to give you the type of service that you're expecting. Top Septic. Call them today, 865-599-1690. 865-599-1690.
The all-new Mix 105.5 is looking for 2 great people to join our sales staff. If you are energetic and highly motivated to achieve all the goals you have, we want to talk to you today. Don't let your previous jobs hold you back from finding out how rewarding a position at Mix 105.5 can be. Base plus commission gets you started. Go to Mix1055.com, look for the Work With Us button. Again, that's Mix1055.com and work with us. East Tennessee Radio Group at Mix 105.5 or Equal Opportunity Employer. Start your new career today, Mix1055.com. Work with us. Do it now.
Sevier County Emergency 911 urges you to stay safe and informed by signing up for Code Red. Code Red is a free service that keeps you prepared for any emergency, wherever you are. Code Red provides critical alerts about emergency events, evacuations, severe weather, and natural disasters. Receive notifications by phone, email, and text. Register now by texting Severe Alerts to 99411 or go to SevierCountyTN.gov.
Working for Dollywood is more than a job. It's the beginning of your Dollywood story. We're hiring for positions in food service, retail, park operations, and more. Working with us entitles you to exclusive perks like free lunches, complimentary tickets to Dollywood, access to our on-site healthcare center, and more. Join us for our upcoming hiring event on Saturday, February 8th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Newport Community Center. Apply now at DollywoodJobs.com and start your Dollywood story today. The Dollywood Company is an equal opportunity employer.
Looking for a great deal on a new or used vehicle? Head to Stinnett Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Newport, Tennessee. Just a short drive from Sevierville on West Highway 2570. We've got over 100 pre-owned vehicles with a wide selection of makes and models, all at low prices. Plus, we're clearing out space for 2025 models. So now's the time to save big. Financing available for all credit types. Don't miss out. Come to Stinnett Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Newport today. Stinnett Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, West Highway 2570 Newport. Your next ride is waiting.
Saturday, February 15th at 10:30 a.m., Bearland Realty and Auction presents an antiques and collectibles auction. Find great deals on antique furniture, glassware, collectibles, and more, online and in-house. Check the Facebook page for more details. Bearland Realty and Auction, 3173 Newport Highway, Sevierville.
It's only 7 days till Valentine's Day. Ignite the flames of passion with a gift from Sexy Stuff. Whether you're feeling mild or wild, we have something special for your Valentine. Highway 66, Sexy Stuff. We've got the stuff.
Don't wake up in the cold. Let CMG inspect and service your unit for extreme weather before there's a problem. Free estimates and second opinions. CMG Mechanical Services, LLC, 865-770-1561. 865-770-1561. Gas furnaces and heat pumps, new installations, gas lines, and gas logged installations as well. CMG Mechanical Services, 865-770-1561.
Got a question? Rick's got the answers for all your home improvement questions. It's Rick's House. Home improvement advice done right.
good morning to you. Welcome into Rick's house. Thanks for joining us on the program. Ross joining us on the program here in the chat room. Good morning. And Ross, the question is, how your mama and them doing? Ross did a fabulous job for us as producer. This is former producer day. We've got our current producer does a fabulous job. Skip Vance was in there with us this morning, and Coach Roz, we love her to death, and she did an awesome job for us. She's now off in another state doing great. And so that's good stuff. So it's good to see you, Miss Roz. Appreciate you joining us on them. You know. So we're excited about having everybody join us this morning. Awesome. We were talking last night, Skip and I were, about, last week on the show, I said, utilize the rain to check things in your house. Check your roof, check around your windows, check around your doors, do all those kinds of things. And good morning, Diane. We are glad that you are okay. She hit a deer.
Uh-oh. No.
Oh, yeah.
That's not good.
Deer. Man, and oh, dear.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
And so, but we're glad you're doing well, Miss Diane. I saw that on the program. So, did some damage to that Dodge truck, boy.
I guarantee it did. I guarantee it did.
You just don't realize how that happens. But so you were telling me that you utilized what we were talking about and went around the house. And what did you find?
Went around the house. We had that driving rain. It was like the house is getting pressure washed, and went around and checked all the windows to see if we had any leaks going on, anything. Our home's almost 30 years old, and the same windows are in the house that were in it when we bought it. So. Sure. We went around and checked all the windows, and we found 2 of the windows had some water coming in around them.
See?
So it's something we got to get fixed this next week so it doesn't continue. But
absolutely.
And we didn't notice it with standard rain.
No.
You didn't see it. But when you have driving rain,
right,
and your house is being pressure washed, you can see it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a tool. That we can use. It's a great time to check the roof. You check the roof, didn't see anything going on there.
No, roof is good at the moment.
But when that driving rain's coming sideways, we got 2 windows leaking.
Yep.
Well, if water's coming in, that means air's coming in. That means air's going out. That means energy efficiency is not at maximum. Bugs are coming in, bugs are coming out, all those kinds of things. And so that's an important thing. So, yeah, that tickled me when you told me that you did that. And I'm like, hey, that's good. I told somebody something that works.
There you go. Yeah, well, we had that driving wind on the side of the house, and then all of a sudden it came around to the front of the house. And I went, wait a minute, we've completely changed direction. What's going on here? And then you could just hear it hit the front. So we checked all those windows too.
Absolutely.
And we're good. 30 years old house, and we're fairly good. Knock on wood, whatever this is over here.
Wood.
Well, there's some wood on the front.
There
so
is.
you
So
go with that.
I'm excited about that. But yeah,
that knock on White's head.
Hey, don't do that now.
Yeah, go around, check all your windows, check all your doors. I even checked my seals on the bottom of my doors, checked my sweeps, and make sure all of those were keeping things out. Nothing was coming in under the door sweeps, because that was some driving rain we had.
And those are things that we don't think about checking. You don't think about weather stripping. You don't think about bottom door sweeps. All that stuff wears, and it's part of it. And so that's good stuff on the program. So it's a great time to do that when you're having that type of weather. And also, just make sure that nothing's going the way that it shouldn't. But you can't tell that in just normal conditions.
No, you cannot.
That's the thing. And so that's good stuff. Roz is crazy. We're having a good time this morning. If you'd like to join us on the program, we'd love to hear from you. 865-932-7449 is how you call us, or you can reach out to us on the Miracle Method message line. That's a tough one. Miracle Method message line. I'll spit that out in a minute. 865-255-3911. So, we talk a lot about Family Handyman. I get all these emails and all this kind of stuff, and they're one of my favorite magazines. I really enjoy watching that. Fine Home Building, I enjoy that one too. But they have no idea that we talk about them, or maybe they do and they just don't say nothing. I don't know. It doesn't matter. But when they do something good, I utilize it.
Sure.
Of course, we always give credit when we steal something to those who actually came up with it.
Sure.
And so we do that. So they have this article this past week that I was reading in my email that says 25 things that you should avoid, doing to your house. And I was reading the thing, like I was telling you earlier, Skip, and it was everything that they, when I was building houses, they told you to do. Now they tell you not to do.
Make up your minds.
Spend too much money on a kitchen.
Yeah.
Your kitchen was, if you wanted to, increase the value of your house back in the day, you would upgrade your kitchen.
Oh, absolutely. Update your appliances, update your cabinets, everything.
Cabinets, they say don't do that. I say bull. So anyway, that's a technical term.
It is. Yeah.
And then they were talking about, updating the bathroom, taking the old tub out, putting a new tub in, or
the avocado green.
The avocado green. That's why we have our friends at Miracle Method, because they'll make that avocado green Mexican sand for you if you want. I'm just maybe you're looking for something in teal or Harvest Gold.
Harvest Gold. There you go.
Which they can do.
Yes.
Which actually has made full circle. And these are colors that are
coming back. Yes.
Or you can be like Elvis Presley's kitchen, where you got a little of each. That's true, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Going through Graceland. But all that being said, and I really like what Miracle Method does, because, where are you going to get that steel porcelain covered, tub that's going to last 500 years?
Yeah.
I mean, and it just needs a new finish, and that's what they do. And they do such an awesome job. They can cut it out and make it an easy step in, for that. They can add that safety package. They can do all those kinds of things. And so, and then the other thing is carpet's a no-no nowadays. They're saying it, and I do agree with that one, because of allergies and allergens and stuff like that, which carpet was the thing back in the day, wall to wall carpet.
I got wall to wall carpet.
Where's the carpet rate? Do you remember that?
Let's see if we can scare up a rabbit.
I know it. So we had all those things, but and there were other things, but really and truly, basically they're saying the same thing. And this one blew my mind. This one actually did blow my mind. They were saying not to texture your walls. You know how we'd put it on the orange peel, or we put on a texture on the walls. And they were saying not to do that, because, some people don't like that. They want their walls smooth.
Well, that's like the same thing with the ceiling, that popcorn ceiling.
Exactly.
People are smoothing that out now. And
yes, they are.
All of that.
And there's some easy ways to do that. They actually make a machine now that has a vacuum built into it. You hook it up to your shop banks, dust free, and they take that off. Used to, we had to wet that stuff and hand scrape it. It was a job.
Oh, yeah.
And messy and horrible and just terrible. You had three sizes of popcorn. You had small, medium, and large. Popcorn's a bad word for me, since I bit down on the kernel and broke my tooth.
Yeah.
Not good.
Boy, that is not fun. You want to see a big boy turn into a little baby needing his wife.
He's over there fetal in the corner.
In the fetal position. Absolutely. I'm telling you what, that was no fun at all.
The popcorn seal. Then you got your friend, the wallpaper. Some people like wallpaper, some people don't.
That was the other thing they were talking about, was wallpaper. Not too much wallpaper. Now, a lot of that depends on the kind of house you're in too. I mean, if you're in a, historic houses are huge right now, especially. And one of the things that I've talked about, and Amy and I talked about this week, and we've talked about this on the program, is that in Knoxville, for the longest time, we are like many other cities where you have folks that live in North Knoxville, and folks that live in West Knoxville, and folks that live in South Knoxville, and folks that live in East Knoxville. And, every community's kind of doing their own thing.
Sure.
But out West, it's not like that. There's, everybody just kind of lives. It's the city.
Yeah.
And you'll have $1 million house and then a $10,000 house next door to each other.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just the way, that's the way it is in that.
Yep.
As we're growing, I'm beginning to see that. And hey, it doesn't matter to me. I could care less.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the way it's done. But these historic houses, that a lot of the older neighborhoods, especially out east, Park Ridge, in those communities, are 4th and Gill started it off, and now we're seeing it out in Island Homes. There's a lot of stuff going on out there. Lonsdale, Mechanicsville, all those places. They're talking about, and we were off of Beaumont the other day in town, and that is a hot area because they're getting ready to. They proposed to take that magnet school, Beaumont Elementary, and trade that with Knox County for the old rural high school building.
Oh.
And put a new school up there because of the influx of people that are moving there to be convenient to downtown. And so you'll see, like I said, and a very inexpensive house, and then right next door you'll see a brand new house that's just been built that's $500,000. I mean, I've never seen that in our city before. But that's what it is, because they got to revitalize those neighborhoods because they need the space.
Yeah. Well, that's like we talked about. Yeah. We've got people from Jefferson County probably listening, Jefferson City and Morristown this morning. You go up 11E from Jefferson City into Hamlin County into Morristown, and there used to be nothing but fields there.
Oh, I'm telling you,
not anymore. Now you got all these businesses on the street front, and then you look behind, apartment complex, condo complexes, neighborhoods, subdivisions, whatever it might be, going all up and down 11E.
Exactly.
It's incredible.
And Morristown is on fire.
Yes, it is. Well, yeah.
I mean,
figuratively.
Figuratively, not literally.
It is. Attaboy, what? What? Spitting out the big words this morning.
Yeah. Write this down.
but it is. It is. Because of the amount of folks that are coming into our part of the world.
Yes.
I'm just saying, just stuff everywhere, and it's so interesting to me to see. I mean, there's so many things I didn't even know about, But as we're driving around and working and doing that kind of stuff, it's really cool to. With new folks come new things.
Yeah. Yep.
I like to see the revitalization of all areas. There's nothing but positive vibes from that. Yep. It helps, and I'm glad to see that happening. Not so happy about the traffic.
No, goodness sakes, no.
But that is quite the challenge in our city sometimes because we are not prepared.
And we're going to get busier here in Kodak, less than a mile down the road here at the four-way. We got 200 to 300 apartments going in behind the firehouse.
I went home that way last Saturday and saw that, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah. I wonder what kind of damage they may have got the other night. But
exactly.
I go back. But but I mean, there's all that building up in there. And if you go out there and you turn the other direction and go out towards 25W, they've built up in there as well. There's stuff. There's just so many people have moved to this area. In all parts, everything's getting built up and built up and built up.
Exactly. We were over in Beaumont, and we stopped at the Dollar General store to pick up some things that we needed. And so Amy said, well, I'll just run in and grab this and this, I said, okay. So there was a van pulled in beside us, and there was a gentleman there, and I have mobility issues. Everybody knows I have some mobility issues that I deal with. That's just part of life. I ain't the young spring chicken I used to be. It's part of it. So, and I watched him, I was just sitting in the car, when Chevy was with us, our little Pomeranian. He thinks everybody, he loves to go because he rode with us everywhere when we were camping.
Sure.
And traveling.
Yeah.
And so I'm sitting there, and this gentleman, I watched him for a second. I could tell he was close to my age, but a little older. And his wife got out, popped out in the store, So he reached down and he opened the door, and the door, it opens up. And he sat there for a second, and then he turned and got both feet out on the ground, and he sat there for another second. Then the window was rolled down because it was nice. The temperature was nice. And so he reached up with his left hand and grabbed the top of the door frame. I said, he's going to tempt it, folks. he's done all the thinking about it. I feel you, brother. You can do it. You can do it.
That's it.
I'm cheering him on. I'm thinking, do I need to run over there and hand him one of my canes? I mean, come on, you can do it.
Yep. And
he gets up and he stands up and he stretches, and I hear the popping and the cracking, and he's going, oh, like that. And then he looks over and sees me watching.
It feels like somebody's watching.
And so he looks at me, and he is covered in sheetrock dust from the top of his head to the bottom of his feet. Got his jeans on, his boots, and he does. He's got the sheetrock dust all over him. I mean, I'm talking about it, And he looks over at me and he goes, he said, I just can't do it like I used to. I said, brother, you looks like you've been doing sheetrock today. He said, I have. I said, listen, I feel you. I said, why do you think I'm sitting out here in this car while my wife's in the dollar store doing what she's doing? He said, I know. He said, well, he said, I'm teaching my son. He said, I'm 62 years old. He said, and I'm a master. And he said, I'm not a jack. Yeah. And I knew what he meant.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He ain't chucking the truck or, Dan in a van or, red on a sled or, whatever you want to call it. He said, he said, I'm licensed. He said, I'm a master plumber, carpenter, electrician. And he said, sheetrock is my preferred trade because that's what I like to do. And he said, I'm teaching my son. He said, I'm teaching my son the trade. And I told him, I said, well, I'd like to say thank you.
Yes, absolutely.
And I hope the boy's listening, because if he'll listen to you, he will make a good living his whole life, and he can take that anywhere he goes.
Yes.
And he said, that's exactly right. And he said, it's why I'm still out here doing it. He said, I don't have to do it now. He said, but if he's going to do it, I'm going to teach him the right way to do it so that he can continue to do it and pass that down to my grandchildren.
That's awesome.
And I said, thank you so much. And so by the time he finally got the door closed, she'd already ran in and got all the groceries when we come back out and handed him a bag of chips. He said, okay, I planned that about right. He said, and so I said,
That's
so
awesome.
he said, you have a blessed day. I said, you too, brother. I said, I appreciate you. And, but there's so much truth in that statement for people who have, there was, for a long period of time, there was such a focus on academics, and academics is wonderful.
Absolutely.
I am for academics. I am for that. Everybody who wants to go to college, do college. Wonderful. I'm for it, but don't lessen.
No.
Vocational trades.
Yes.
Because without them, we're living in shacks.
Yes, we are.
And there are those people in this world, myself included, that it's what God gifted us to do.
Yes.
And so that's why we can't turn from those folks. We've got to embrace that. You being in the teaching world, you see those kids.
Yeah.
The only reason I went to college was to play football. And then when I got hurt, I said, this is not for me. I got to go do something else, and so, but that was my take on it. There are those others who academically succeed and move forward. Now that's wonderful too. But, and I think I'm beginning to see an emphasis on that because, as I've said many times on the show before our next time out, the average age of a subcontractor it's mid to late 50s.
Yeah.
I need to look that up again and see if that's changing any, but mid to late 50s, and brother, us that are mid to late 50s are wearing out.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
And there's so many youngsters that's just waiting for everybody to die off where they can sell everything and put, don't have to worry about it. So it's something that we should put an emphasis on. And I hope that we do. And I would encourage you as a parent, if you're listening to us this morning and you've got that kid, girl, boy.
Yeah.
There are no other options.
Yeah. Girl, boy.
That it doesn't matter. I mean, when our daughter left home, she had her own toolbox. She knew how to change tires. She knew how to check her oil. She knew how to, do things around the house, and that's the way it should be. Yeah. And a lot of girls, I'm going to tell you something. Some of the best home builders I know are female.
Sure.
Because their attention to detail is
Squirrel.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's me. I'm Mama Squirrel. Yeah. Man,
Wait,
is that a cheeseburger?
Did you smell that? Do you smell that?
You smell that? Hey, there's some work trucks over there.
Yeah.
So, but it's true. So if you have someone who is doing those kinds of things, a child, man, and encourage that, because they can make that 6-figure income all day long.
Sure, they can,
and more.
Yep.
And more.
I'm going to tell you about a story I heard when I'm coming back. When I come back after the time, Matt. Lisa Fancher, good to see you, girl. hope you had a good birthday this past week. I think it was. Maybe I remembered that correctly. And lots of folks listening to us this morning. We're going to take a time out to hear from some of those folks that bring you the program. When we come back, I'm going to tell you a story I heard, and we're going to talk more home improvements, some more things they say not to do that I think that you should if you want to in your house. And we're going to talk about it. You listen to Rick's House, and Wyatt, tell them.
We'll be right back, folks.
Welcome back to Smooth 92.2. I'm Dr. Love, and I want to hear the secret to your romantic success. We've got Brian on the line. Bri guy, what do you do?
Well, I wanted to spice things up, so I surprised my wife with instant games from the Tennessee Lottery.
Oh, and did those work, Brian?
You know they did, Dr. Love.
It doesn't take a relationship expert to know you can't go wrong with February instant games. Only from the Tennessee Lottery. Game-changing fun. Please play responsibly. Looking for something to take your mind off this traffic? How about a true story of instant success? Did you hear about the two friends who went grocery shopping in Ashland City and picked up everything on their list plus $75,000? Or the one where a truck driver made a last-minute stop off Interstate 40 and drove off with a cool $1 million? All their lives changed in an instant, and yours could too. So stop by your local retailer for your chance with instant games from the Tennessee Lottery. Game-changing, life-changing fun. Please play responsibly.
Hey, y'all, this is Rick Allen, host of Rick's House Home Improvement Radio Show on the road. Let me tell you about my friends at Knox Rail Salvage and Old City Kitchens. Joel Popper and the team there have been friends of this program for a long time, and they want to be your friend. Friends, they have got the best cabinets, the best products. You say, Rick, is it seconds? No, everything's first quality. They do have some seconds if you want to get a deal, but not on kitchens and not on about everything they have in the store. So trust me, they're part of our team. They want to be part of your team. And in this environment where building materials are going through the roof, they're going to have the best prices on the best products in Knoxville or anywhere in the surrounding area. Call them today. See them online. KnoxRailSalvage.com, OldCityKitchens.com. A Rick's House favorite. Hey, y'all, being from the country, I've learned one thing for sure. The difference in experience can make the difference between a good job and a bad one. That's why we choose August Excavation for all your excavation needs. Whether it's pouring a footing, laying out a footing, pouring a concrete driveway, excavating a basement, or whatever your excavation needs may be. August Excavating. Call them today, 423-736-1402. 423-736-1402.
Highway 66 Self-Storage has expanded with an all-new climate-controlled storage. The area's premier storage facilities now open and ready to serve you. Their new facility offers 2 stories of climate-controlled storage units ranging from 25 to 200 square feet with 24-hour access, video surveillance, and 3 convenient covered loading areas with a loading dock for large items. Receive a free month when you sign up for 6 months. Call 865-366-1730 or check the website for more details. Highway 66 Climate-Controlled Storage, your storage solution. Conveniently located next to Home Depot in Sevierville. Colder weather can make your vehicle tougher to start, but Napa Auto Parts on the Parkway in Sevierville can help you be prepared for winter's cold. Right now at Napa in Sevierville, a jump and carry 12-volt lithium jump starter's just $99.99. Charge It battery chargers are on sale starting at $44.99. Plus, you can claim a $20 prepaid card with the purchase of a qualifying remanufactured Napa alternator or starter at Napa Auto Parts on the Parkway in Sevierville. Saturday, February 15th at 10:30 a.m., Bearland Realty and Auction presents an antiques and collectibles auction. Find great deals on antique furniture, glassware, collectibles, and more, online and in-house. Check the Facebook page for more details. Bearland Realty and Auction, 3173 Newport Highway, Sevierville.
It's only 7 days till Valentine's Day. Ignite the flames of passion with a gift from Sexy Stuff. Whether you're feeling mild or wild, we have something special for your Valentine. Highway 66, Sexy Stuff. We've got the stuff.
PreferredModularHomes.com. Whether you want to change some decor items or come in with a floor plan sketched out on a napkin, we're confident we can help. you create the home of your dreams. PreferredModularHomes.com. 865-512-9251. 865-512-9251. 7140 Clinton Highway. Come see us today. Talk to Ben. Talk to Scott. Get that modular built for a lifetime. PreferredModularHomes.com.
To build a strong house, you gotta start with a solid foundation. This is Rick's House, the home improvement show.
Man, I could just listen to that.
That is so good.
Isn't it,
I
though?
know.
Music provided by Epidemic Sound. Check them out. Something we pay for to utilize the tunes. I think there's 30,000 songs and music in their library. And that's what Skip and I were talking about earlier. It's just, and the quality of the music is just phenomenal. I've got some that I can spend hours.
Oh yeah,
I'm telling you, music's my deal. I love it. Wish I could do it better than I do, but I dig it. So hope you guys are enjoying that as well. Back to the program. We've been talking about things you should or shouldn't do to your house. Skip and I were having a very interesting conversation that many of us are having as our children are up and out and gone, and you're trying to figure out what you're going to do house-wise.
Absolutely.
Where you should invest money to sell, and really and truly right now there's such a demand in the market, and I'm sure the real estate folks will talk about that. We'll let them talk about real estate, not me, because it's not my expertise. But the fact is that, it depends on, I think whatever you do to your home should be something that you do because you want to for yourself and your quality of living.
Sure.
I think that's a good guide for, if you want to put windows in, fine. If you want to, whatever you want to do, there are things that we have to do sometimes that sometimes we don't want to, but we have to. But, it's all up in the air, whether or not, you change this, you change that, because whoever, you don't know if you're going to sell your house, if you're going to stay there, then it should be the way you want it.
Yes.
It should be. And I know that Amy and I, as we are trying to figure out what we're going to do next, we were talking, it's going to be smaller. It's going to be one level. It's going to be close to our doctors. All those things that you begin to think about as old people.
As you become a seasoned citizen.
All those things are important. How far are you to drive to this appointment? That seems like we're at some kind of appointment every other day these days. And that's just part of life.
Yeah.
So all those things are important to figure into your house and what you do.
Yep.
Like I said, the only one that I saw in the whole list that I felt like was probably relevant was carpet.
Yeah.
Because we live in a world where so many of us now, we've always had it, but now we realize that allergens are a huge part of, what you face.
Oh, yeah,
every day. I mean, especially living in East Tennessee, but I've lived in other parts of the country where I didn't have any allergy problems, but I've lived in other parts of the country where I did, just different ones. In Florida, it was pine allergies.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pine trees, pine needles, pine everything everywhere. You lived in Florida,
Yeah, I know.
Here it's, sometimes I say, I don't know what's blooming, but whatever it is killing me.
Yeah. And that's like the folks from CMG Mechanical who told us about, we asked a question about changing the vents in your home, your filters and your vents. And February 1st came in. What did I do?
Checked her out
and replaced them.
And that's a great point. When we had, and they're coming on in a couple more weeks, so we'll have them back in. But every house is different too. Say, you're supposed to change that once a month. Well, that's the guideline.
Yeah, that's the guideline.
You may be able to go 6 weeks.
Mhm.
You may have to change it every 2 weeks. It
Yeah.
depends on how old your house, how it's been there. And you look at, is it a historic house? Do you have things? And Amy and I were out looking the other day, and she goes, that house has got asbestos siding on it.
Ooh.
So many,
Yeah.
many houses around us here have that.
Yes.
It looks like smooth,
Mm-hmm.
squares.
Mm-hmm.
And there are rules to dealing with that.
Yeah.
You can cover it,
Mm-hmm.
but you have to put something over top of it, like a 1/4-inch insulation, and then you can put vinyl right over top of it. And you have to. There are certain precautions because
Yeah.
the siding's fine unless it's the dust.
It's the dust. Yeah.
That gets
Yep.
in your
Yep.
system and gets you 10 years down the road. I mean, that's so there are precautions. One of the things I would encourage you to do is, and not every county has this, but if you're in a larger county, they will have a codes office.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And the codes office has a plethora.
Ooh, another one of them
Oh.
big words in another language. Wow, look at him. He's multi-ethnical today.
That's I am. It has, handouts and things that they can send you that answers the most common questions, frequently asked questions about projects. And knowing, is a permit required? Is a permit not required? Is a license required? Is a license not required? Can you do it yourself as a homeowner? Can you not? All these kinds of things are answerable. And depending, if you want to answer from the state and it's concerning building of any kind, then that's the Department of Commerce and Insurance. That's who governs that's where the Contractors Licensing Board is in Nashville. That's great, because the state license typically cover most things, but depending on the state you're at, for instance, if you're in Florida, it's by county.
Yes.
Now you can have a state license, but that doesn't mean that covers you in that county.
No, that's exactly right.
And, it's the same. For years, we had 8 different code books that made up the one building code in Knox County. Let me say, Knoxville City's that's always been a different beast.
Yes.
As it is with most. The city's different than the county.
Yes.
And those are 2 different things. And so the truth of it is that, it takes a little bit of investigation to know, the bottom line is it typically boils down to a fee. And the old saying, well, it's easier to ask for forgiveness than it is to ask for permission. That's a negative Ghost Rider. That's a negative Ghost Rider.
Yes, it is on that.
Not when you're dealing with that.
No.
Because if you start off going against the grain, I've heard of this, not that I would ever have done it when I was younger.
To your knowledge.
To my knowledge, but you start off on the wrong side of that fence.
Yeah.
It gets expensive really quick.
Yes, it does.
As it should. So pick up the phone, ask some questions. Call your favorite radio host of Home Improvement. When you find out who he is, tell me. I'm not going to listen to him or her.
Either one.
Oh, God.
But, it's different wherever you're at. Some places don't have codes.
No.
Sevier County didn't have codes for a long time.
For a long time.
No,
yeah.
And I would drive by and see a chalet up on the side of a mountain with a deck with a 28-foot 4x4 holding it up and a jacuzzi tub on the deck going, oh, my Lord, if one more person gets in that sucker, it's going to fall and it's going to be bad.
Down.
And I'm not picking on Sevier County.
No.
I'm saying that now they have great codes enforcement folks and codes people that are addressing those types of things.
Well, that's like when somebody built my house, my front porch. I noticed one day something wasn't right and something was wrong, and it was like my ceiling was moving weird, and there was no footers under my front porch. There was a top of a cinder block.
Oh yeah,
under the posts of my front porch, acting as a footer. No more. They're now footers in the ground. My back deck. Apparently, when they put that on, the guy had got a nail gun for Christmas.
Yeah.
Because there was 1,000 nails in that sucker. But then when they took it down to build and put the new one up, they just took a crowbar, went, and she just popped right off the house.
Absolutely.
No lag bolts, no nothing.
Nothing.
No, she's anchored to the house now.
And wood moves, especially pressure treated wood.
Yeah, it moves.
Now, you think about pressure treated lumber. When we first started doing pressure treated, we dipped it. So they dipped it in the chemical and pulled it out. Okay. Wood especially pine, is dense and sparse.
Mm-hmm.
Parts of it are dense, parts of it are sparse. Depending on where it's cut out of the log, it can be different. Every piece is different, so it's going to have a different absorption rate, of how much chemical gets in that. When the sun hits it and it begins to dry, it's going to dry at different rates.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to cause that to twist. That's why when you see lumber, pressure-treated lumber at the big box store, it's always strapped. Unless it's inside or out of the sunlight or wherever, it's got straps on it. Because if you don't strap it down, it'll look like rocking chair legs in a short order.
Mm-hmm.
And because that's what it's designed to, that's what happens. And it was treated also with salt treated, and then they added arsenic,
mm-hmm.
and then it went to ACQ. And honestly, I don't know what they're using now. It's another form of copper and some other things that are in it. So, and it's vacuum sealed. They suck it into the wood to try to get more coverage.
Mm-hmm.
So, and all these things have changed, over the years. So that being said, that's the reason for, people say, oh, well, they're just trying to make you do it. No. If it's going to move, you got to be prepared for that.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And that's why we use lag bolts and Simpson Strong Tie and other products like that. Lisa says, my son just found this out the hard way, refurbishing his home he bought as a flip. Now trying to just decide to redo or sell. And that's I've flipped a lot of houses. Amy and I have over the years. And it's a great point, Lisa. Those decisions have to be made.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And so, we try to advise, but really and truly, you're not going to get all of your investment back for anything that you do unless it's something that's truly needed. And even at that, you're not going to get all of it back.
No.
If it's a safety issue, convenience issue, or especially safety issues.
Safety is huge.
Safety is huge. And that's why when we talk about the trades, we talk about making sure that you're utilizing a person who knows what they're doing, because there's such little things. And I've said this on the show so many times. When something as small as a loose lug screw on a outlet can get hot
mm-hmm.
and burn your house to the ground.
Yeah.
And not an improperly installed ground can send a short back through a water pipe.
Oh yeah.
And shock you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I've seen lots of this.
Mm-hmm.
So there's all kinds of things that can happen.
Mm-hmm.
Had a guy one time, my dad worked for the utility board, and they actually had a job one time where their job was to drive around, find people stealing power.
Oh my.
And all the different ways that you do that.
Oh my.
Dang.
So
some people just will do about anything. Steal power from you.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh.
There are, you would be surprised what people will do.
Oh my goodness.
To save money.
Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
They got a call one day, and this lady said, it was a gentleman, and they went out there, and they also they troubleshot, because most of the time there's been a problem where somebody's stealing power.
Mm-hmm.
Used to, they would take the meters off and turn them around and run them backwards.
Oh wow!
Turn them over.
Wow!
And the wheel would run
the other way. Oh my goodness!
And then they turn it back over.
Mm-hmm.
And put it back on and clip the little tag real close where you couldn't tell.
Mm-hmm.
Things like that. So my dad did these things, and that was his job, was to hunt that kind of stuff down.
Oh my goodness!
But I've heard so many stories of, they went out to this guy's house, and he said, I'm getting shocked on my tomatoes in the garden.
Shocked on his tomatoes in the garden. Okay.
What the heck?
Okay.
And of course, my dad's friend, who was who was hilarious, actually. He was really happy. He said, doggone, that's bad. What about the onions?
Oh, that is definitely a good one right there.
And the guy was serious.
Yeah.
And come to find out, so they began to do some investigation, and because he was adamant. I mean, this guy was adamant. He said, "Well, you don't believe me? Reach down there and grab it. Get you some. Come get you some. Come on down there." And of course, my dad's friend said, "I ain't touching them tomatoes or them onions," but he said, "What about them radishes over there?" Because he thought the guy was a nut.
Yeah.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
And they had those people too.
Oh yeah.
And I'll tell you a story about that too, because we're having kind of a fun day today.
Sure.
Yep.
But needless to say, what was happening was, now get this on your mind. One of his neighbors had an improperly grounded water heater. Okay. They had a short. That short was back feeding to the ground, feeding out the water pipe and feeding down the water line of the utility, which went by the garden. Well, you got you've got moisture in those plants.
Absolutely.
And I don't know the rest of the story, but literally he was getting shocked.
Wow.
Oh gosh.
Wow.
Well,
now that's different from the guy who said that he wanted his power cut off to his house.
Yeah.
Because spirits was coming in.
Well, what about them?
And so my dad's buddy told him, he said, obviously he was disturbed.
Well,
and he told him, he said, I'm going to help you today. He said, really? Can you do something about it? He said, absolutely.
Absolutely.
He said, spirits are electricity. He said, they travel on electric currents. He said, so what's happening is they travel on our lines. And he said, they're coming down the electric lines. And he said, for some reason, they like your house. He said, so they just come on in. He said, so what we're going to do? He said, we're going to shut your power off for 2 days. Now, can you imagine this? If you did this today, you talking about a lawsuit. He said, we're going to shut your power off for 2 days. And no spirits will pass your house because they can't make the turn
to get to the house.
And they'll get used to passing your house, and they'll go down there and get your neighbor. I asked my father, I said, you are lying. He said, we cut that man's power off for 2 days. I said, did you tell anybody? He said, would have you? I said, what happened? He said, we went back in 2 days. And he said, the fella said, he said, I ain't had no spirits for 2 days. He said, you think it's safe to turn the power back on? And his buddy said, I think we ought to go one more day just to make sure.
Oh my gosh. I think we're having too much fun.
Oh my gosh. That's awful. Oh, I'm crying over here. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's funny. Oh wow, man.
You won't get that nowhere at Rick's
No,
house.
you won't. My God.
No, you won't. You really won't.
Oh my.
Even White got excited.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it was funny as heck.
Oh my. Laughter's so good for the soul. Oh my gosh. Oh my.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we ought to go one more day. And he said, and all truth aside, he said they let him go one more day, and they come back and put his power back on. Never heard from him again.
Oh, goody!
Solved that, man. Always looking out for people in the community. Solving
That's
problems.
Awesome. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Oh.
It's awesome, but it's funny.
Oh my gosh.
So, so I'm glad that we were able to update you on the spirit world.
Oh my god, my belly hurts from laughing. Oh my gosh, that was good.
I mean,
I'm sorry, folks, but I was over here. I was about to be in the corner over here, fetal, laughing so hard. Oh my gosh, that was great. You heard that high pitching thing? That was me. I was hooting and hollering. Oh my gosh!
I tell you, it's one.
Oh gosh!
I tell you, it's one of those things that. I'm getting an update from the very lovely and talented Mrs. Amy.
Oh, there she is.
And
yes.
she says, tell this oven mitt story. So
Oh God.
we're gonna take a short time out
Yep.
because it's top of the hour. Let you hear from some of those folks that bring you this crazy program.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And we I don't know how we got off on the topic of strange things that happen in the world of home improvement.
Mm-hmm.
But I got two stories about an oven mitts that are true.
Oh,
that
gosh.
that are stories that I personally dealt with listeners. Boy, y'all call you friends 'cause you don't want to miss this.
Yeah, you don't want to miss this one,
I'm
folks.
telling you, this is even better. You're listening to Rick's House. It's Saturday morning. We're so glad to be talking to you. Hang on, youngins. Tell them what.
Yep, we'll be right back.
WSEV FM, Gatlinburg, Sevierville, Pigeon Forge, Tennessee's new mix, 105.5.
Hey, y'all, this is Rick Allen, host of Rick's House Home Improvement Radio Show. Let me tell you, I know a little something about mobility issues. Know a little something about taking care of mom and dad and grandparents and things you do when you're supposed to. That's why I trust Chris and his team at Miracle Method. They've got a safety package. A safety package that converts that tub in your house. But the main thing is it's going to give them an easy step in. It's going to give them grab bars that are added right. It's going to give them the flexibility to have that independence. And you, the knowledge of knowing that you've taken care of mom and dad. Miracle Method. Find them online today. Miracle Method. 865-693-5522. For safety is a priority. Hey, y'all, this is Rick Allen, and let me tell you about one of my favorite companies, Top Septic. If you need a new drain field, or maybe you're having a problem with your existing drain field, or maybe the septic tank just needs to be pumped, they are the folks that can handle it for you. They know what they're doing. They're an American-owned company run by a veteran who wants to give you the type of service that you're expecting. Top Septic. Call them today, 865-599-1690. 865-599-1690.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811. Brought to you by Common Ground Alliance.
Highway 66 Self-Storage has expanded with an all-new climate-controlled storage. The area's premier storage facilities now open and ready to serve you. Their new facility offers 2 stories of climate-controlled storage units ranging from 25 to 200 square feet, with 24-hour access, video surveillance, and 3 convenient covered loading areas with a loading dock for large items. Receive a free month when you sign up for 6 months. Call 865-366-1730 or check the website for more details. Highway 66 Climate Control Storage, your storage solution. Conveniently located next to Home Depot in Sevierville.
The all-new Mix 105.5 is looking for 2 great people to join our sales staff. If you are energetic and highly motivated to achieve all the goals you have, we want to talk to you today. Don't let your previous jobs hold you back from finding out how rewarding a position at Mix 105.5 can be. Base plus commission gets you started. Go to Mix1055.com, look for the Work With Us button. Again, that's Mix1055.com and work with us. East Tennessee Radio Group at Mix 105.5 or Equal Opportunity Employer. Start your new career today. Mix1055.com. Work with us. Do it now.
Saturday, February 15th at 10:30 a.m., Bearland Realty and Auction presents an antiques and collectibles auction. Find great deals on antique furniture, glassware, collectibles, and more, online and in-house. Check the Facebook page for more details. Bearland Realty and Auction, 3173 Newport Highway, Sevierville.
When severe weather strikes, Mix 105.5 is here to provide the latest information with your severe weather alert. Brought to you by Sevier County Electric System. When you change phones, no matter if it's a landline or cell phone, make sure Sevier County Electric System has your new phone number.
Don't wake up in the cold. Let CMG inspect and service your unit for extreme weather before there's a problem. Free estimates and second opinions. CMG Mechanical Services, LLC, 865-770-1561. 865-770-1561. Gas furnaces and heat pumps, new installations, gas lines, and gas log installations as well. CMG Mechanical Services, 865-770-1561.
Waking up between you and mama every Saturday morning. Lord, it must be a big old bed. You're listening to Rick's House.
Good Saturday morning to you. Welcome back to Rick's House Live, 105.5 The Mix. We appreciate you joining us this Saturday morning. We're just going to have a good time today. I told you I was extra spicy this morning.
Oh, yeah. Spicy and saucy.
Spicy and saucy this morning.
There you go, movie line. Don't get saucy with me, birthdays.
Oh, jeez.
There you go.
Saucy, he said.
Saucy.
Oh, good stuff on the program. And before we go to Steampunk Johnny out in Bakersfield, California, we're going to... my very lovely and talented bride said, tell the oven mitt story. There are two oven mitt stories. Both true. The first one, I had a listener one time, and bless her, she called me when I was on another station, and I had a friend of mine who was a plumber and still is, and at that time, and he happened to be on with us that day, and we were taking plumbing questions. There are two things that are my nemesis. One is plumbing. I'm terrible at it. I mean, I can do it. I just don't like it. The other is wallpaper. That's what they do to you when you die and go to the bad place. You have to do wallpaper and drink cold coffee and
jeez.
you know, all the days of your existence. And so our producer said, Rick, we've got a senior on the line and has a question. So I said, sure. So I don't remember her name now, but she told me, she said, Rick, she said, I'm debating on calling you this morning. I said, well, what can we help you with? I said, anything that we can do, we'll try our best to do. And she said, well, she said, I don't want people, she said, I'm not going to use my real name. I don't want people to think that I'm crazy, that I'm senile. And she was very well spoken.
Mm-hmm.
And, but you could tell she was an elderly person.
Sure.
And she said, but every time I touch my faucet, I get shocked. And I said, like all your faucets? She said, well, the bathtub and the kitchen sink. And I said, I mean, like really shocked. She said, yeah. I said, well, what? I said, what, how long has this been happening? And she said, well, probably about last 3 or 4 years. And I said, do you live by yourself? And she said, I do. And she said, now my daughter lives a few houses down. And I said, you know, and I could tell she was really serious. And I thought to myself, there's got to be something here. There's got to be an issue.
Yeah.
So I told her, I said, well, you know what? I've got Richard Edwards here with me, Edwards Plumbing Service. And I said, and he asked her some questions. And I said, I'll tell you what. I said, I can't tell you why that's happening. I said, but if you'll let us take your name and information, I'll call you after the show. And I said, Richard and I will come and we will see what we can find out to help you with that. And she was so appreciative.
Awesome.
And so we did. And come to find out, when we got there, she's a little really nice older house in town. And we got there and we went in and introduced ourselves, and she got us in, and she's, of course, being a Southern gal,
Mm-hmm.
the first thing she said was, "Would you gentlemen like something to drink? Some water?" I said, "Well, yes, water be good." She said, "Okay." So she went. We were in the kitchen, sitting at the table. So she went over, put her oven mitts on. If I'm lying, I'm done. Let the lightning strike. She put her oven mitts on and turned the faucet on and got a glass and got us water and gave it to us. And we're just sitting there looking at each other in amazement. She said, "Well," she said, "it's the only way I can get the water out without getting shocked."
Yeah.
And I said, "Well, do you get?" And you said you got shocked on the bathtub. I said, "You tell me you don't get in that bathtub and turn that shower on with your oven mitts." And she said, "No, I'll go down my daughter's house. She lives 3 doors down." So come to find out, and this is kind of a serious story, all jokes aside, but I said, "Please don't do that." Well, Richard got to looking, and sure enough, it was a water heater that was improperly grounded, and it was back feeding up her water pipes, and she was getting the tar knocked out of her.
Oh my goodness!
From it not being. So he got in the truck, got the equipment that he needed, and changed it, and it fixed the problem.
Oh my
and
goodness.
she was so appreciative. Now that's one oven mitt story. That's a true thing, and we were able to help her. And of course, we didn't charge her anything, nor would we have. Shame on us if we had.
Shame on you.
No,
Yes.
you don't do that.
No.
You just help somebody, and I don't ever know what happened to her, because she was a faithful listener all for the rest of, as far as I knew, for the rest of the time. But that kind of stuff happens.
Yeah.
You got water, which is
a
conductor, and you've got electricity that's looking for something to conduct, and them two things like each other.
And they make you see spirits.
And them spirits, when they if you put water and electricity together, you're gonna get spirits. Now I'm gonna tell you, they're coming in your house. 3 days. You got to cut it off for 3 days so they go past.
I think we're
Because
getting him.
if you go 2 days, they won't forget.
No, they won't forget you.
One of them been on vacation, and he comes back, and then he goes ahead and make, and then they start again. Just right down the line, down into the house, right in through the stove.
Oh, jeez.
Big spirits come through the stove because it's a big cord.
That's a big cord.
Big cord for that. It's number 8.
Oh, jeez.
And your washer and dryer too. That's that big cord too. Yeah.
That's right.
Yep.
Yep. Only the drunk spirits come there.
Oh,
They
gosh.
like to turn around over and over. But anyway, but then I was in Florida and we were doing the show, and I'll tell this, and then we'll go to Steampunk Johnny on the telephone and check with him this morning. I was on the air, and my producer's name was Frank, and Frank had one of those voices like Brian Christensen that does the "Lord, it must be a big old bed" commercial. He had that voice that sounded like you were talking straight to God.
Oh my God!
But I wouldn't get to have that. Have that growl. So we go to timeout, to do a commercial, and he was talking in my headset. He goes, "Rick," he said, "we've got a little lady on here," and he said that she's absolutely worried to death. And he said, "I've tried to talk to her." He said, "But she wants to talk to you." I said, "Okay." I said, "What's the problem?" He said, "Oh, you'll find out." He wouldn't tell me. He was having too much fun.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
So she said, "Rick," I said, "Yes, ma'am." She said, "I've got a problem." And she said, "I've called the fire department and they won't come." And she said, "I've called the police department and they won't come." She said, "So I'm calling you." I thought, well, hey, I'm ranking pretty good. I'm ranking pretty good.
You moved up pretty high.
I moved up pretty high.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm up there at the fire department and the first responders and all that. And, hey, Rodney and Vicky and Melissa and all y'all listen to us on Facebook. Thank y'all. She said, "I've got a little mouse." And she said, "He's been eating my bread and getting in my stuff at night." And she said, "I didn't want to kill him." She said, "But I didn't want him, I didn't want him getting into my stuff." And she said, "So my friend at church told me that if I'd get some sticky paper, that he would get on the sticky paper and I could catch him." And she said, "I've caught him." She said, "But I got my oven mitts and got a spatula, and she said, I can't get his little feet off the sticky paper. I'm afraid I'm going to tear his leg off. And she said, I don't want him to die. I stumped. Didn't have a clue. I mean, really, she was
Sincere.
Sincere.
Yes.
And I'm just sitting there in silence, and Frank goes, Rick, can I take this one? And I'm thinking, oh, Lord, thank you, Jesus. Yes, sir. Thank you. And he goes, ma'am. And she said, yes. He said, do you have a garbage can outside with a lid on it? She said, I do. He said, here's what you do. He said, you take your oven mitts, be sure and put your oven mitts on. Yeah. And he said, you gently pick that sticky paper up with little mousy on it. Mm-hmm. And you take it outside and you put him in the trash can. And she said, but if I do that, she said, the lid's been open and it's been raining. She said, I'm afraid he'll drown. He said, it's okay. That's where the rest of his friends live. And they're used to getting off sticky paper. That's why they live in the trash can. And they'll help him. He said, just be sure and put the lid down. She said, okay.
Okay. Oh, jeez.
And she said, thank y'all so much. And hung up.
Way to go, Frank.
I said, Frank, baby.
Way to go, man.
Now, in her mind, that satisfied that her little friend, that his little friends.
Yeah.
I told him, I said, oh, Lord, I hope she don't go out there and see. I hope the trash comes and gets him before she goes back to check on me. The joys of radio and the
absolutely.
The mitts are multi-purpose.
Apparently they are.
They are. Let's go to the phone lines and bring Steampunk Johnny.
Here you come.
What say you, my California brother?
Where's he at? Oh, hang on. There he is. Now he's there.
Steampunk Johnny.
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, brother. Sorry to put you on hold so long. Listen. If you want a good cup of coffee, Steampunk Johnny's got it going on.
There you go.
Absolutely the best coffee, and we're so happy to have it. How are you, sir? How can we help you today? Did we lose him?
There?
No, there he is.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yep.
Can you hear me?
He should be able to. I don't know why he's not hearing. I don't know what's going on. Why is he not hearing?
There you are.
We can hear you.
There's a 9-second delay between whatever we're doing and what we're talking on the phone. So that's probably why you're not hearing exactly right.
Dun, 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 dun.
Johnny, you there?
Johnny, you with us, brother?
Try calling back in.
All right, try calling back in. That'll be good. All right. So on the program today, we've had a lot of fun, and we've told some stories that are all true, by the way. We've helped you with spirits, sticky paper, mice. But all jokes aside, you know, there's so many things that can happen.
Yeah.
And that's why I say call us.
Mm-hmm.
I promise you, I've had phone calls about things I mean, if you're brave enough to call in and tell me that you're getting shocked off of the tomatoes or off the faucet in your house, you can call us with a question about your kitchen.
We're
Here
going
we
to
go. Let's try it. Let's go right to it.
Right straight to it.
Rick's house. You're live. Can you hear me now, brother?
Good morning.
Morning.
Yes, sir. How you guys doing?
Steampunk Johnny, we got you now, brother.
Yep.
How's everybody doing this morning?
Oh, we're doing good this morning. There's a little bit of delay between us and you, so that's probably what you're hearing. It's a long way from here to Bakersfield, California.
It is.
Yep.
Yes, it is.
And Steampunk Johnny Coffee, fantastic. Tell them how they find you on Facebook.
I am on Facebook, Steampunk Johnny's Coffee Company, and I can be reached at 661-340-3301.
And it's absolutely fabulous.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
And you said, or you got email?
Oh, I do. steampunkjohnny@gmail.com.
Fantastic. What can we do for you this morning, my brother?
Well, I just thought I'd call in this morning, and if you didn't have anything else to talk about, we've talked about coffee a little bit.
Absolutely.
Oh.
We are, this last batch that you sent me the breakfast roast for my bride, which she absolutely loves. And I didn't realize it, but you told me that was the new blend for you.
Yeah, that was the very first batch that I made of the breakfast blend. As a matter of fact, when you mentioned to me that Amy liked breakfast blend, I had no idea what combination of beans it was going to take to do that. So I actually had to Google that. And
well, you Googled it right, my brother, because it's delicious.
Well, thank you. So it's a customized blend. I generally offer light, medium, dark roast. I do have what I call rocket fuel, which is
it makes you walk on water.
Booster. It does.
Skip said you don't need to give Rick none of that this morning.
No,
I'm an extra spicy form today.
No. Wound up tighter than a $2 watch. You don't need no help.
I've been trying to keep up with this show this morning.
Yeah,
good luck. Wish you the best.
Right?
Yep.
We've had a good time this morning, Sharon, and I've been fortunate to be able to be blessed to do it as long as I've done it, and we've had such interesting calls and folks and things, and I can't even remember. Thanks to my bride for reminding me about the oven mitt stories. Who knew that oven mitts were multi tools provided in the home improvement world, but they are, and but it's all part of it.
I have a little do-it-yourself project that I did. At a house I owned, master bathroom had a separate toilet room with a pocket door.
Mm-hmm.
And when you walk past that door, you walked out onto the patio, and then we had a hot tub beyond that. So I thought I'd hang a couple of hooks for ropes on the wall between that pocket door and the door.
Yeah, buddy.
So you know where this is going.
I know where it's headed. Takes
So
a
I
short
get my
screw
drill
for that
out.
one, brother. A short screw.
No, it gets better. So I drill the holes for the anchors, for the screws for the hooks, and I look to my left, and I see that the pocket door is in the open position.
Oh God!
I pull it closed, and lo and behold, there are two sets of holes right in that pocket door that I drilled into.
That's a security feature.
Oh man,
that's a security feature, John. You just then you get a dowel and just run it through there from both sides, or maybe a metal dowel and put a lock on either side. People they'll think you did it on purpose. Yeah,
and this is why I do coffee and not home repair.
Absolutely, my brother. Yep. Well, you do coffee very, very well, man. We enjoy it every morning as we get going there. It's roasted perfectly and ground perfectly, and they can buy the beans or they can buy it ground. Either way, you prefer just to sell the beans, wouldn't you?
Yeah. I prefer to sell the beans, sell a whole bean, because to me the coffee stays fresher longer.
Mm-hmm.
Once you grind it, it doesn't stay as fresh as long.
Well, when you consume as much of it as I do, as fast as I do, it ain't got much time to go stale. That's for sure.
There you go.
And
exactly.
I liked your post on Facebook last night. It says, if you want your water to taste better, just add coffee.
Exactly.
That's great stuff on the program. What's the weather like in Bakersfield this morning?
We've been mid-60s. Well, actually, about mid-60s to low 70s. Got some clouds, some rare rain. We don't get rain much here. About 5 inches a year was what we average. So
wow.
Yeah,
I got that the other night.
Yeah, no joke.
Exactly. I was watching that. I've got a really good friend. She lives up in Elizabethton.
Oh yeah.
So they had some severe weather there the other night. So.
Absolutely, and hopefully we'll have you. You're trying to get this way yourself, so Steampunk Johnny Coffee will be closer to Ricky, and that makes me happy.
Yep.
There you go.
It worked for me too.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate you being up so early on Saturday mornings because it's 6:23 there, I guess.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
And
That was fine.
beautiful
I'm already
California.
half a pot into. I'm already half a pot
Oh, that's
Well, like I
awesome.
said, it's a good thing I didn't have that. What do you call it?
Rocket fuel today.
Yeah, brother. I'd have just run to the station this morning, put Bud White up on my back, and said, "Come on, boy, let's go." My nephew.
I'd like to see that. Film crew at 11.
Yeah, watch Facebook for the
Get
pictures.
halfway to work and realize you forgot to take your car.
Or the pickup in this case, in my case. yes.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Well, my brother, it's time for us to go, and I've got to do a timeout here shortly. But I thank you so much for calling in. You are the inaugural caller
Yep.
on Rick's
Thank you.
House on 105.5. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Real quick, my website is under construction. I should have it up sometime this week. So
Sweet.
I'll give you a heads up.
Absolutely. Let us know, brother. We'll be
All right.
preaching the word.
All right. Absolutely. You guys have a great rest of your day.
You too, John. All right, good stuff. Always good to have Brother John on. He's a good feller. And like I said, he's got friends in this part of the world looking to leave California IA and come out this way.
There's
which
a lot of
many have
folks
done.
looking to move from California this way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've had several come into our school that are come from California.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's lots, the secret's out, folks.
Yeah. Well, in fact, we just closed Thursday on my mother-in-law's house that we sold.
Yep.
And it was a couple from California.
Yep.
Oh, geez.
They're everywhere behind rocks and trees and stuff. It's just kind of like hillbillies. You don't take them long to figure it out. So we got guests lined up and coming up in the next few weeks.
Sweet.
So we'll
Nice.
get back to that. We'll continue talking about the things. We're going to have looks like probably going to be Scott from Preferred Modular Custom Homes.
Nice.
Going to come in and we're going to talk about the modular home business and what it is. And I'm going to talk about, and this is something that I'm doing research on. Ben and I, Ben runs. So is there a mouse on sticky paper in here?
I'm going to get my oven mitts, my spatula.
Is that window open? Anyway. That's awful. The beauty of live radio. I'm gonna let that go.
Please.
Oh gosh. Focus, Ricky. Focus.
Focus.
Come on, Skip.
But we're going to have them in, and because I'm seeing, and I've got to find out the rules. I'm seeing a lot of modular housing in the city.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
nice.
that's a new thing, and that used to you couldn't do, and used to you could, then you couldn't, and you could, and you couldn't. So we're going to find out about that. And then also, our friend Chris Stacy from Miracle Methods is going to be coming in 3 weeks.
Nice.
To talk with us about their new garage floor coating that they're doing, great new pricing, and also updating and doing the safety package for mom and dad. Making sure that they can get in and out of that tub and are safe and not going to fall. We got those folks coming. CMG coming back in to update us on what to do as spring starts to begin to come that way.
Sure
from
does.
CMG Mechanical Services, and I got some new folks that I'm working on as well. And we're going to have a plumbing professional in very soon to talk all things plumbing with you. Hopefully it'll be one of a couple different ones that we utilize. And I'm not going to tell you which one yet because I don't know which one's going to be yet. It just depends on schedules. They're all busy this time of year.
Yeah, they are.
And of course, Cozy Mountain Cabins. I talked to Anita yesterday about coming in and being with us. And I said, you have no excuse now. You're right down the road from us. You've got to come in and talk about the rental business and what you do with that. So that's great stuff on the program. If you want to get us during the week, you can do that at rickshouseradio@gmail.com. Thank you for indulging us this morning as we had some fun along the way.
And I hope you learned something home improvement wise. And And then
We do.
all these people that sponsor the show and stuff. I mean, Rick's not gonna just let anybody sponsor the show.
Absolutely.
He's gonna. These people are folks you can trust, you can use.
We trust them and
recommend them,
and you can too. My wife has posted too much testosterone in that studio today. I think we're going to leave you with that one. God bless you. And listen, you know, grab them babies, grab somebody you love, hug them, thank a veteran, you know, thank a first responder, you know, thank somebody that's out there every day doing what they do to keep us safe. And we'll see you next Saturday. We're right here on 105.5 The Mix. Tell them what.
Yep, we'll be right back.
No, we'll be back next
We'll
Saturday.
be back next Saturday.
That's right.
There it is.
There it is. God bless you. Stay tuned for
Real Estate Show.
Yep.
All right. We'll talk to you later.
See you.
Tennessee's New Mix 105.5.
2025, a time for new beginnings. Whether you want to buy a home or sell a home, call me. I can help. Terry Williams, 865-556-41.